Hi everyone, this is Pastor Denise Davis from Change Ministries. Another prophetic dream, but this one is about action figures. You guys, I was in the house. I was in this house. I don't know where I was, but I was in this house. And I was on the toilet, okay? And somebody came in the bathroom and I couldn't use it, so I left, okay? Anytime you see yourself on the toilet, that's the demon of defilement, containment, pollution, poverty, okay? Understand that. And so I left out the bathroom and I started walking up these stairs, and the stairs was just filthy, had dirt all on the stairs. And so I entered this room, and the window, it was like decayed and had, you know, basically it was just like poverty, you know. And so I laid down, and in the bed, it was something moving in the bed. So I grabbed it, you guys, and it was a demon. And I destroy you by the blood of Jesus. I destroy you by the blood of Jesus. And it kept jerking, And I had a fork, you guys, and I started stabbing it, because anytime I see a demon, you guys, I be trying to destroy and kill these demons, you know. So I was I kept stabbing that demon, and it flew out the window. It flew out the window, right? So I run to the window to see where it went, you guys. When it got on the ground, it turned into an action figure. You guys, that demon flew out the window. When it got on the ground, it turned into an action figure. And there was other action figures running around, like those, I don't know if this is Marvel or whatever. It was Captain America, Wonder Woman, you know, those type of action figures, right? So I'm looking out the window, and this is white man at the he's standing out there too, right? So he seen me, right? So he threw this thing up to me. It was like this little object he threw up to me, you know, and I caught it, and and I threw it back down to him, right? So I left out the room. The scene changed, and it was a little black girl. And they was like advertising, you know, the action figure, okay? So when that guy who threw that object up to me, when I went out to the hallway, he didn't know who I was. He could not recognize me. So I think that object that he threw up to me was cursed, you know, so he could recognize me, because I'm the one that seen, you know, the demon in those action figures, you know. So like I said, when I was out in the hallway, the scene changed, and they was advertising, you know, the action figures. And he was saying, you know, they had packaged it up, and he was like, and I snatched it from the little girl, and he's like, yeah, you know, they're even larger now, you know. And I woke up. So you guys, you got to be careful when you're buying toys out here for your children, because we know the entertainment world is heavy into witchcraft, okay? And they curse, and they put curses, you know, on things, you know, to curse people's lives, you know. So Jesus was letting me know, you know, that was that spirit that is in those action figures, the spirit of pollution, contamination, defilement, poverty. Okay, so you got to be careful when you buying things, you know, pray about it. But that is what I seen in a dream, okay? So that's why Jesus has prophets in the land, because people can imagine what I hear. I hear things you wouldn't believe. I see things that is unbelievable, okay? Because everybody can't see spiritual things, you know. Everybody can't see spiritual things, you know. And Jesus, you know, he wants people to be aware of what's going on in the land, you know. Like I said, that's why Jesus have his prophets out here to blow the whistle. You know, we're watchers. We're supposed to be watching. You know, if we see things, we're supposed to tell people, whether people receive it or not. But this is the dream that I see. Okay? So that's it. So be blessed. Be safe.